my YouTube people. We are on our way home from work. Another productive day, another easy day, another calm day. I got nothing to complain about today, at least. So anyway, figured I'd hold another discussion with y'all. I am enjoying these actually. I just get to chat with y'all, chat some shit for a couple minutes on my way home. Things I think that have relevancy to the kind of stuff that I post about, which is fitness and health and just, betterment of oneself and how we can improve on that, So anyway, topic for today is the gym inflation a real thing, and how to prevent one from falling in the trap of letting social media tell you how you should live your life. Now, gym inflation, for all of you that don't know and don't understand that term, which is a new term for me as well, is basically what it sounds. The inflation of the gym, meaning things that relate to the gym, strength-wise, physique-wise, especially those two aspects, and of course, even on the aspect of the other aerobic fitness things. I see these guys that are like hybrid athletes where they're doing 315 bench and they're running 50 miles after, like on some crazy shit. Like the bar just keeps going up and up and up compared to almost 10 years ago when it was 2016. Back in 2016, when I was a teenager lifting, things were a lot different, right? Now, what do I mean by that? When I was in the gym, there were people that were freaks, at least in that time frame, freaks. But now, everything is just so one-up that it's almost like what was before just is so regular, right? You go online, you see a dude deadlift 700 at 25. And of course, that's some freaky shit. But then, you keep scrolling and you see somebody doing it at 16, 18. Like these 17, these young ages. It's no longer 700, it's 800. Soon it'll be 900. Like the bar just keeps going up. And because of social media, because we are exposed to more people online, we get a better viewing of the genetic potential that's out there. Now, what do I mean by this, right? So because social media expands more and more and more frequently, day in, day out, that means there's a bigger population on social media. So there's more people posting. And if there's more people posting, we are going to see the elite freaks more frequently online than before. Before, there wasn't as many people that were really pushing social media back in those 2015 days. Like, it was still a thing, YouTube. There were some people like David Lade, Athlean X, there was that guy that does the lifting weights, and he goes and he yells, "Grow! Grow! I want you to grow! I command you to grow!" I don't know if y'all remember that guy. I don't remember. C.T. Fletcher, the Hodge twins, like these were like these more old school lifters, right? Now in today's age, as of right now, no joke, we got people that are teenagers that are the size of C.T. Fletcher. Leaner, more muscular, got more muscle, stronger. It's just insane. Now, the con about gym inflation is you never get to really truly find your worth, your value, right? Because you're too busy comparing yourself to everybody else. Like, everything nowadays is the race to who can get the most followers, the most views, the most social media platform acknowledgement, and they go by what's viral. Nowadays, especially, it's a viral thing to take steroids. You take steroids, you get bigger, you get stronger. This is what people want to see. They want to see you lift, do PRs every other week, lift heavy weight constantly. This is what gets views, right? One of the guys, Sam Sulek, probably the biggest fitness influencer right now, bodybuilder guy. That dude, no, by the way, I'm not taking away from him. Yes, he takes steroids, but he's just a freak. He's super strong. And a lot of people, when they watched his page, really got hooked by his strength and how big he was. Maybe if he wasn't that size, maybe if he wasn't as big, maybe if he wasn't as strong, maybe he wouldn't have got that kind of viewing so fast that he did right now, right? And now it's a thing that is like, before you took steroids when you went to the gym for a couple of years, and then you decided to go to the dark side because you felt like you couldn't progress no more. Now people haven't even touched down in the gym and they're shooting gear up in their butt. I don't even know why I said it like that, but they're shooting tests in their ass and shit like that, in their arms and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, yo, I think 99.9% of people should not take steroids, right? There's no real benefit from it. Most people that take steroids don't even look like they take steroids. You wouldn't be able to tell that they took steroids. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of just like one of those things where I don't think it's necessary. A lot of people are chasing a specific physique, are chasing a strength thing, and a lot of times when they take these steroids, they still don't get where they think they would have got by hopping on gear, right? They think, oh, when I take these drugs, I'm gonna look like Larry Wheels. I'm gonna look like this and so influencer. My goal is to look like this person. Like, if they took steroids and they were natural and they look like this, then when I take steroids, I should look like them. That's kind of the premises around these kind of things, and it's a false thing, because it's a false narrative that you're fed, because you don't have their genetics. You don't know if you'll respond like them to gear. That's another thing. There's genetic pooling for who responds well to steroids. You could be a great natural lifter and then you take steroids and you look like trash because you just get all the bad symptoms and barely any good ones. You know what I'm saying? So gym inflation, I think, really has a negative effect, especially on the guys. Like, I know there's probably girls that are taking drugs as well, and that's bad. In the bodybuilding world, this bodybuilding thing has them dressing up in like these sexual clothing with no clothing on, and really, like, I don't want to call it whorish outfits, but it's just like, it's not even classy, They're dressing very sexual, and they want the women to take more and more steroids, where they're losing their feminine side. They're so muscular that their voices get deep. They don't have their breasts anymore because it's just straight muscle. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm saying, like, this is a reality of the thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with guys. You take these steroids and it's never enough. I want everyone to understand this. It is almost never enough. Why? Because the brain always almost wants to chase more. There's a dopamine effect, right? A person smokes a spliff, smokes that. The first high, they get really high. That's the best high they'll probably ever get. The first high. The first raw high that they ever get will be their best high. And then after that, they'll be chasing that high for the rest of their life, and it won't be the same. Same thing with these steroids. The first couple massive gains you get will trickle down. And when they trickle down, as all things do when your body gets used to the drugs you're taking, you got to take more. And then when you take more, you come with more side effects. And the more side effects there are, it's just you're just digging yourself into a grave faster. There's a lot of guys right now that are 25. They look like they're 45, dog. They look like they could be my father. And they're like 7 years younger than me. Bro, it's crazy. I see some guys on Instagram. These dudes look 40. I'm not even saying 30. 40. Aged men. Like this dude's got a bunch of kids. He's been working labor jobs for the last 20 years. Dude, these dudes look aged. And then they come and tell you I'm only 22. I beg your pardon? I'm only 22? Okay. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay. But anyway, I don't know. I made a homemade, a DIY little holder for my camera, but that shit fell off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But anyway, back to what I'm saying, right? So, a lot of times, not even a lot of time, man. I almost think 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, there's just no reason for you to take steroids. I don't think the risk to reward is worth it. I don't think that a lot of people understand just what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they realize the harm that comes from steroids in the long run. So it's like, you feel me? Everything in the now where it's like, yo, I'm looking ripped, I'm looking huge, I'm looking this, I'm looking that, but you gotta also think about your health. Think about when you have a family. Don't you want to be with your family for years? Like, most time you're not gonna see your family. A lot of these bodybuilders are having heart attacks, kidney issues, liver issues. You know what I'm saying? Early, at a young age, that they shouldn't be having problems like this. You know? And this is a lot of times from steroid abuse. A lot of people try to make it seem like, oh, it's not steroid abuse. Oh, it was this, it was something else that led to this. No, a lot of times they're taking oral drugs that are killing out their liver, all in hopes to be the best. And a lot of times, 95% of them are not the best. And they won't see an Olympia, and they won't be the best in this and that. So, the point of this, to wrap this up and make it short, do not let gym inflation, which is a real thing, be an obsession. First of all, you lose the value of things when you compare yourself to others. Okay? Once you start comparing yourself to others, you lose the value in yourself. The only growth you should worry about is the one that you're having. The continuous growth that you should be having and maintaining with yourself. That's the only growth that should be on your mind. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be comparing yourself about, if you deadlifted 700 or 600 or 500, okay? Don't think to yourself, I just opened up Instagram and some 15-year-old just deadlifted 800. I'm a failure. You're not a failure. That guy's just stronger than you, and it is what it is. There's always going to be someone better, leaner, bigger, stronger. This is just the world of evolution, right? Everyone's going to get better at some point. Some point there's going to be some guy that's stronger. There's going to be some Chinese girl that's squatting 500 in somebody's basement that you don't know about, and then it comes to Instagram and you realize, like, yo, it is what it is. That doesn't mean you suck. That doesn't mean you're any less. Don't take it as, I suck. No. When you squat that 500, when you get lean for the summer, when you do what you need to congratulate yourself. You need to be blessed that you even have the opportunity to. You need to look at things on a bigger picture. You need to see that, listen, when you really compare it, there are people right now hooked up to dialysis, hooked up to these ventilators, people that can't even walk, crippled, blind, and you have your sight, your eyes, your ears, everything is working for you. If your biggest complaint in life is that you're not doing a 600 deadlift right now, you don't got nothing to worry about, fam. There are serious things going on out in the world right now. You got people where their houses are being blown up. They're in the middle of wars. They got no sleep. Their families losing limbs. They're dying. If your thing right now is, someone out there is deadlifting more than me, squatting more than me, looks better than me, shut your ass up and enjoy yourself. That is it, point blank. Alright? So, not to be a hater or anything like that, not to be negative, but listen, guys, you need to appreciate yourselves, man. If there's one thing I could say, appreciate yourselves, man. Appreciate what y'all got in life. Do not compare Gym inflation is a thing. There's more freaks out there. There's more genetic freaks out there. Even if you're not one of them, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they're better than you in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate yourself. Alright, that's what I'm gonna come to. The moral of this little conversation is appreciate yourselves. You feel me? Be grateful for what you got. If you got your family, be grateful for that. If you got a job, be grateful for that. Don't look at the cons. Oh, I wasn't able to bench press 400. Well, you got to 315. That's more than the average anyway. You get what I'm saying? So, that's my talk for today. Today's TED Talk. I'm probably going to do these a lot more often. I enjoy talking about shit like this on my way home. You know, because it's like a good 15-minute drive. So this helps pass the time faster anyway. And everybody, please stay blessed. And I am going to talk to you guys later. Alright? Peace out.